Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa and welcome back to our glorious Overwatch coaching series, which is of course OverAnalyzed. Now today, we're going to take a look at an 1800 rated McCree player. Now what got me interested with this submission is the player, they say, hey, I'm a good player, or I think I'm a good player, but can I actually get any better? Like almost asking the question, have I hit my skill ceiling and this is the end of me? Well, I'm going to tell you straight away, no you haven't, because if you play to become better at the game, then you will get better at the game. Almost everybody doesn't do that though. They'll play, they'll have good games, they'll think they're playing okay, but then they'll start feeding their brains out. They'll start doing really weird things. In fact, one thing I can kind of draw on the screen to show you, which does really kind of annoy me, is you'll get this crazy phenomenon of the fight is happening there. You've got a good position here, and for some reason, you just go into the fight and die. Whenever that happens, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to stop playing competitive because your mind is gone, right? But if you focus on improving, you will get better at the game. It's not hard. Like the pros didn't begin as pro players. Yeah, they began as very good players, but they have to learn, they have to evolve, they have to grow. All right then. So let's just play through this. And one thing I'm going to do as well in this OverAnalyzed is something which I've done in previous OverAnalyzed is, if you guys look here, there we go. This is me already loaded into Horizon Lunar Colony. What I'm going to do is use that to demonstrate some bits and pieces every now and again. We did this, I think, about 6 months ago on an Iconvold one, I think, for Winston, possibly. Anyway, I noticed that you're asking questions about tanks. So what I want to do is just drop back to the when you press tab. And I just want to talk about this a little bit, because this is something I understand why you're asking for it, but we don't really need to ask for it. Remember, this is an 1800 rated game. Now, this is not throwing any shade at you, but at this level, and in fact, I'd say probably up until like 3K, honestly, you just want to focus on yourself. Focus on getting better at the game and getting the basics, the fundamentals down. Not going, guys, we need to change the team comp or anything like that. The reason why you don't need to change your team comp is mega simple. These things with green ticks above their head mean that we've probably got a better team comp than the enemy team, right? So we've got a main tank, we've got a support, a main support, off support, main healer, whatever you want to say, but we've got 2 healers, we've got a tank. This is really, really good news for us because this means we've got the backbone of the team. It essentially means these 3 players can pick whatever they like and will still be fairly competitive unless they all pick supports. Even if they all pick tanks, it would still kind of be doable. Anyway, this question here you're asking, maybe Jules, could you switch to a tank? I don't really like that. I mean, for a start, Symmetra is DPS now. Best way to describe Symmetra is she is kind of like a ground-based Pharah with a teleporter. She's really funky. She's actually quite effective on certain maps, but she is kind of high skill, I'd say, because you have to work with the team. Anyway, none of this really matters, right? So this question you've asked, it's okay. It's nothing really big. It's nothing really to worry about. So by putting that question out there, you might cause that player to get kind of maybe a little bit salty. Like, who are you to tell me what to play? Which happens a lot at this level, which is, I find, quite weird. All right, let's take a look at the rollout and let's take a look at what's going on the screen. The first thing I'm noticing is your mouse is kind of shaky. So let's just focus not on positioning to begin with. Let's focus on your aim and your accuracy. Now, what I mean by a shaky mouse is, I guess actually we're literally right at the same point I've got in the live game here, so I'll show you what I mean by this. So often I talk about this shaky mouse, and one of the things I say is when you notice people with aim like this, that means their mouse is too sensitive. So if they're moving around the screen going like this, that's not good, right? That's jittery, that's not great. What you should be aiming to do is move smooth like this. So McCree is one of the heroes that I've played a ton of, right? In fact, I think McCree might be my most played hero in the game, if you factor in quick play and all of that, and deathmatch. But what you're looking to do is maintain a very level, smooth type of, I don't want to say sensitivity because it's not sensitivity, but smooth sort of action on the screen, which translates from your DPI and your mouse, your sensitivity in game. To give you an idea of my sensitivity, I use 800 cents on my mouse and 6 in game. But I'm used to that. And that's a lot of the things you get with sensitivity, mouse setup, and all of that stuff. It is personal preference. But one of the things you really need to look for is you need to be able to move very smoothly like this. So if I want to, if I'm going forward here and there's somebody's behind me, I need to be able to turn around and start firing, and then they come behind me again, and I fire at them again, then I fire at them again. Like that type of thing. What I don't want to do is this, right, as I'm moving around trying to aim. Now, you're not as extreme as that, but you've really got to get that out of your game if that's affecting your play, guys, because it will affect you in, honestly, a pretty bad way. All right, let's jump back into the actual game, and let's take a look at what's going on here. Because your aim, like, I don't think it's too bad. It's definitely not, like, trash from what I've seen so far. It looks decent. I mean, that Roadhog's wildly out of position and we've punished him. Like, what we've actually done here to begin with is, I think, quite good. Like, one of the issues McCree players generally have is they want to fight the enemy's sort of Reinhardt, the enemy's barrier, and that's not what you want to do with McCree. In fact, almost all of the time with McCree, you do not want to prioritize shooting barriers at all. You want to work a way around getting around barriers. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that attack. I see something wrong with this, though. This is a colossal waste of time. This is a colossal waste of time. Look at this, right? You're capturing the point. You've got Lucio. You've got a Genji there. The Genji shouldn't be there. Our Winston's pushing forward. You only need one person to capture the point, right? You should be getting the hell over there trying to take people out. Maybe there's stragglers from the enemy team. Maybe somebody was trying to get back to the point and then realized it was too late. If you kill them just before we get into the fight, then we win. This comes down to that very simple idea I've always gone on about all of the time, and it's this. It's have... I don't know why I'm writing this screen, but whatever. It's have a plan. If you've got a plan at all times, you are a better player. So your plan was simply stay with the team, get onto the point, let the tanks move in first, then clean up the kills. That's what you did with McCree. That was fine. I don't really see any issue with that. The next thing our plan is not to stand on the point, but it's push forward. Can we get any cheeky kills? Our team will cap the point, and then we can try and push forward onto the next point. This shows it's non-existent. Like, we're emoting on the point. This is what trash players do. Do not do that. Waste of time. See, look at that. Our Winston just got hit with a hog hook. If we were down there with him, we could have been putting pressure on them. All right, so we're pushing forward here, and we've got, like that, it looks like the Reinhardt's pushing the Roadhog. Orisa is a bitty. Like, the enemy team are in a strange comp here. Like, Orisa and Reinhardt, bit weird. Unfortunate on the flashbang miss, but we did get a couple of extra hits. We get killed by the Hanzo. Now, we didn't ask for healing there. We didn't, like, spam the healing button, like, I need healing. We just kind of messed around, and we didn't look for a health pack. When you've got 30 health, you probably should get the hell out of there, right? Anyway, it looks like Genji and McCree have gone, and Reinhardt have gone fairly big on the point. And we're moving back with Deadeye. Now, we've got to think what we're going to do with Deadeye. And it looks like you've already got the plan set out in your head. And the plan is clearly take the high ground, Deadeye across the point. This is why you're a silver player. Why did we just... Why? Why? Why did we do that? Like, you know what you've done. And I'm asking the question, why have you done it? Look at this position we're in here. We're on the high ground. What can we see? Two enemy players down there. We can see the enemy Winston Dome. There's probably something going on over there. This is quite a nice position, isn't it? We're not under threat. We've even got Deadeye available. What this means is we can Deadeye the entire point. It's going to be glorious. We can also just stay here and shoot the enemy. But crucially, we have the high ground, yeah? Giving up the high ground when you're not under pressure is a massive noob mistake. It is so bad because it just means you're just like... It is bad. This is bad positioning. In fact, this is the age-old meme of good aim, bad positioning we've seen so far for this level. So we're in a good position here. We decide to forfeit it, walk onto the point, get hit by a Dragon Strike, and then get killed by the Hanzo. If we were still on the high ground, that would not have happened. And use your microphone if you're going to talk to your team. Okay, stay back at spawn and let's regroup. Yeah. But imagine if you're on your mic and you just went, regroup, guys. They might not do it. They might do it. Who cares? Just give little bits of information out. Right then. So, again, it's a bit of a strange comp with the Winston and Reinhardt. Oh, there's somebody in there. Okay, nice headshot. One thing I'm liking that you're doing here is you're not going for fan the hammer after a flash. You're trying to go for the dinks in the head, which is exactly what you want to do. But think about what we're doing here again. Think about, let's just go back to my thing here. Hopefully I haven't been kicked out of the game. Right, let's go back to my thing here. In fact, I don't think I've got the sound turned on here, but that's cool, that's fine. We don't need sound, do we? You listen to my beautiful voice, ladies and gentlemen. But let's think about what's happened here. Let's play this through. In fact, no, whatever. We'll leave the sound off because I'll leave it on. We'll just have the ambient sound in the background and whatever. So this is the attack which has just happened here. We had a decision to make as the McCree player here. We've got Deadeye, much like I've got Deadeye available here. Our team attack through this way. We decide to follow the team in, and then we're here with Reinhardt, and we're trying to take pot shots. You know, it's fine, it's great. But we're all clumped together in this little room. What would be the better option here? What would the better McCree player do? Well, as his tanks are here, moving forward, he's definitely going to go up here, and he's going to, A, look for a Deadeye, and B, he's going to look for just getting shots down onto the enemy, because the enemy are going to be set up there. They're going to be set up here. You've got full range. Like, you can fire at them on the point. You can take shots. We can pop a Deadeye as your team rush in. How are they going to stop you? Crack the Deadeye, keep doing damage. That's more effective, and that's something that you need to look at as a player instead of just rushing in with the team. That's not always a great idea. All right. We get a kill. Actually get a nice flash, nice headshots as well. See, again, like, the issue with the Deadeye here is we're not going to get maximum value because there's a big barrier on the point. Unlucky we get killed by a Hanzo. Now, that happens, right? Hanzo will just kill you sometimes and whatever. I mean, you didn't really have much chance to react here. He just popped you in the head. Well, I mean, whatever, that happens. Turn the tip UI off as well. Nobody needs those tips unless you've never played Overwatch in your life before. And we end up using Deadeye in the spawn. We got carried there. I hate to say it, but we got carried. We didn't actually have any impact on the final fight. The first fight, we were okay. Pushed forward to the point. That was fine. But we didn't actually do anything when it came to the, the final attack. All right. So we're going to go for McCree, get on defense. And let's just skip this forward. Let's see what our team comp ends up being. Looks like we've got a Brigitte. Brigitte! Hang on, let's just jump back and see the team comp. Because I think we've got a... Yeah, so we've got a Brigitte mixed in this time. Oh, but this isn't, like... Yeah. So again, this isn't really related to McCree, but one of the issues I've got here is Brigitte is not a main healer. Lucio is not a main healer. This team has a lack of healing, right? This means that it's going to be hard for Reinhardt to stay alive and everybody else kind of in the point, but mainly for Reinhardt. There isn't enough healing to keep him alive, so he's going to get heavily pushed on the point, and it's going to be a problem. What should happen here is this player should look at playing either Moira or a Mercy. Moira probably would be easier, I think, for the point if everyone's going to be clumped up together, especially with the McCree, but Mercy's generally a really good pick almost all of the time. Lucio, I ain't got too much of an issue with. That's kind of okay. But what do we like? What are the considerations we need to take from this as a player? Well, we need to know that we're not going to have massive burst healing, so we have to be a little bit more careful with what we're going to do. Let's just skip this forward so we get to the action. Hello, Brigitte! Hangman, oh god, no. Alright, whatever. 10 seconds to go, that's cool. You know, I do kind of miss this when I play the game. You don't really see people popping and cracking emotes and all that stuff, really. It's all business. Right, then. Alright, so this defensive position from the team isn't too great. Remember on the high ground up there, there is more cover now, so you can kind of start on the high ground and then drop down to the point. But let's see what you do. Like, I like the way you're working with your Reinhardt. Good aim. Like, your aim is good. Like, you see the couple of misses that you're making there? I think it's because you're shaking a little bit with your accuracy, which means your in-game sensitivity is too high or your DPI on your mouse is too high. Just play with it. Try and make it a bit smooth. But make sure it's comfortable, right? I'm not saying this is wrong, what you've got, because you might actually be... You might be more effective aiming like this. Who knows? Nice on the Zen. The Zen was way out of position there. Like, you're always going to beat a Zen in 1v1. If you can force the Zen into a 1v1, it's 90% your win, because you'll probably have flashbang and you'll just kill him. Yeah, Zen can sometimes kill you. If it's Jonak, he's going to kill you, right? But most of the time, you're going to take the win. This here is... Like, the enemy team are not putting together a really coherent attack here. Very fast ultimate there from Symmetra. Like... Yeah, like, there isn't really too much to say here because the enemy haven't really put together any kind of attack. But again, I want to talk about what's the plan. Because what are we doing on the point here? Like, please have a plan. Because you're just standing on the point when it's all said and done. Look, we've killed the enemy team. Why are we not just, like, grab the high ground, take a few pot shots as they come through, drop back down onto the low ground? What has the enemy team got that can actually contest us immediately? Do they have a Widowmaker that could immediately kill us? No. They don't. Do they have any other hit scan? No. They've got a Hanzo, so we've got to be careful, and now they've got a Pharah, so we need to think about our priorities and what we're going to do. Nice teleporter. You see, so we're sitting on the point here. We grab the teleport, we get the high ground. This position here, I do like. This is generally... In fact, I'll show you this on my my screen. Let me know what you think about this as well, guys, because if this isn't really adding anything to the video, then let me know, because I think this is the heaviest I've used this today. I mean, I remember with the Iconvolve one was sort of like I think I only showed some of the defensive phase on it. So yeah, you're in this position here. I do kind of like this position, but obviously not here. I prefer it if you were here using the cover, right? I like it when Reinhardt stands here because that means you as a McCree, you know, if you've got the Reinhardt in front of you there, you've just kind of got free sight over everything. You can see the attacks coming through this way, through there. You can get them as they go through there. Any kind of, you know, Farah, which we've actually got going on in the game in the high ground there. If they do push through on the low ground, again, we can start taking pot shots here. And of course, the great thing about this position is we can just drop back down onto the point here. And then we're sort of Gucci again. Like, there's no issue. All right, let's go back into the game and let's see how this actually develops. So, yeah, nice position. We go for high noon. Easy kill on 2 people. We kill, actually. Cool. We've shut their push down. I'm glad that you've used Deadeye. Like, Deadeye is one of the worst ultimates in the game. You will often find you won't really get kills with Deadeye, but you can use it to zone people away. At lower levels, you will get kills, but if you can get even 1 kill with Deadeye, just take Deadeye. Like, you see Farah. Let's just pause this here. So, if you look at Farah here, right, when Farah moves out into the open, so if Farah's anywhere in this area here, we use Deadeye, she is dead, yeah? Look, we're already at 40% on Deadeye again, but if she dares to go into this area here, like literally anywhere in the sky here, we can Deadeye. She cannot escape that. She will not be able to drop out of the sky fast enough. Nothing will block her. She's an instant kill. You always take the kill with Deadeye. Always take it. But I am glad that you've used Deadeye. This is dumb. You know it's dumb, but I'm going to tell you it's dumb as bricks. This is absolutely dumb. Again, we've given away, like, your aim is good. Your positioning on 2 or even 3 crucial occasions has been really bad. It results in you getting killed. If we die now, it's completely our fault. Nice kill on the McCree, on the Winston even, but we only got the kill there because we were backed up. Nice aim. We should be able to finish this off. Nice, nice. I think Symmetra might have got the kill there with the turret. Genji goes in. Hey, that's cool. Now, what are we thinking to do here? Their next attack that comes through, we can just straight up Deadeye them. Get the high ground position, Deadeye them from the high ground. Stay on the high ground. Do not go to the low ground, yeah? Because remember, McCree's major weakness is he's the most diveable character. He's the easiest offensive character to kill in the game because he cannot run away from the enemy. Now, all right, think about what's happening here. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Winston. Now we can Deadeye. Tell me you Deadeye. 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 So if we Deadeyed now, she'd be dead. And then we'd be back onto the point. So we've already got a kill. We're back on the point. We get another kill. Winston. Nice hits. Nice hits. Unfortunate misses down Winston. We end up taking a point anyway. Now, questionable Lucio ult there from our Lucio player, but whatever. Hanzo dead, yeah. So we managed to hold anyway, but I would 100% Deadeye the Farah during that push. But now we've got it again, right? And there's 30 seconds to go. So we should be able to Deadeye them as they come in. So what's the plan again? Like, your problem is not accuracy. Your problem isn't accuracy, and it's not necessarily in-fight positioning, although there are a lot of things which we haven't really covered. Like, I guess if I jump back to my game for a second, like, one of the things with McCree is he is a hero. How can I explain this? Like, you can't flank with McCree, but you can get into positions during fights that are kind of like flanks. So imagine if the enemy team push into the point here, right? So they're pushing through here. Now, us as a McCree player, what are we going to do? Like, we're not going to stand here and just like roll around and spam shots into the barrier. That'd be stupid. We could look to flashbang over the barrier to screw up their Reinhardt if he's trying to push through. But one thing we could look to do as well is maybe we start backing off, right? And we take a different position, right? Maybe somebody is lurking around here, so we can almost kind of flank like this, yeah? So it is a flank, but it's not. It isn't like a tracer flank or a widow flank. It's like these little minute flanks that get you into the back line. So instead of just wasting shots into the front line, instead you start thinking about, well, where can I position myself as a McCree to damage their back line? Another example here would be if their tanks are pushing through this gap here. Oh, okay, whatever. I should have seen the message. All right, let's let's create the game again. Thank you. You know, I don't think I've got the settings saved on this account. No, I don't. That's annoying, ladies and gentlemen. We want skirmish turned on. Thank you. And then we want... where's maps? Maps, none. Horizon. Yes, that's good. Let's go. Get back into Horizon. We will eventually get back to the point, and I will show you what the point I was trying to make. McCree positioning in fights is really crucial. Because even the smallest sort of change to your positioning can mean you stay alive. And that is huge, right? Because McCree puts out a ton of damage. So let's just run back to the point. While we're doing this, I'll take a very professional drink and give you guys a chance to go in the comments and be like, hey, Sty, you're spending too much time showing us your golden McCree gun on your Stylosa account. Which actually, I think this was the Steak Bake account. This was the Steak Bake account, which I renamed back to Stylosa because Blizzard were like, we need an account with Stylosa if you want to be in the World Cup stuff. And I'm like, okay. Although, to be fair, I should probably just rename all my accounts anyway because I use my microphone and everybody knows it's me. Anyway, back to the point, right? So they're pushing through here. I just discussed one option of maybe backing off that way. Or the other option, maybe we could drop out here a little bit, maybe difficult to do because if they're bursting through the point here, it could be hard. The safest thing to do would be, we know they're pushing here, so instead we take up a position down here. What this means is we can use this for cover. It also means as their tanks come rushing in, we can start firing into the back line who start pushing through the gap here. Also, it means if their tanks come in and get killed or come in super deep, we can flash them. Then we can start taking damage into their back line. So a lot of McCree, these little like nuanced sort of positioning things with McCree, isn't just straight up stand in the middle of the fight because you'll die, because he is the most sort of diveable DPS character in the game by a long shot. All right, let's go back to this and let's carry on playing. So with 24 seconds left in a Deadeye, we should be taking the high ground. Instead, we're staying on the point. We get a kill. That's okay. Like, honestly, that's okay. We might have been able to get more than one kill if we sort of did that on the high ground, but that's cool. Talking of alternate fire, which you haven't really used too often, the only times I'd really use this would be like then on a D.Va. If you flash the D.Va, you could fan the hammer into her, roll back, fan the hammer again. You'll often find that'll do more damage than just trying to headshot the D.Va because she's such a large target. Same for possibly a Roadhog and a Reinhardt. But I do like the way that you've prioritized headshots. So, I think all in all, this isn't bad McCree play. I mean, statistics-wise, there are some good stats. Weapon accuracy, I do like that, 57%. What you will find, though, based on the way that you're playing the McCree, this will probably go down as you go up unless you maintain that high ground positioning and try and be like a little bit more aware of what the enemy are possibly going to do when it comes to their attack. Think about what you're... I mean, let's just keep this simple. So, apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, I've got a load of wind. Good Lord. So, let's just keep this like super, super simple. I'll tell you what. Let me just get rid of this off the screen. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this. Actually, I can't do that, can I? I'm like, let's get rid of that off the screen, then I'll have like a whiteboard. That doesn't work like that, does it? Anyway, so what I want you to do, your notes are dead simple. It's just have a plan, right? So first thing is plan, right? What am I going to do next? The second one, yeah, is it's. I'm afraid it's high ground, right? Don't give the high ground up if you have it, unless you're pressured. Don't ever willy-nilly just think, okay, I'll just give you the high ground. Never, ever, ever do that. It's so stupid. All right, so that's the second thing I want you to do. Third thing is your accuracy is a little bit kind of like this. Try and make it a bit smoother, like I discussed earlier on in the video, because you'll hit more shots, right? Be more controlled, but that's, again, a personal thing. So it's something you have to go and play in the training range, play custom games, whatever. Just play games, work with sensitivity, you'll find something out that works for you. Like I said, my sensitivity, my DPI is 800 on my mouse, my in-game sense is 6. That works better for me. There possibly could be an argument to dropping that down to 400, increasing the in-game sense to like a 12 or whatever, but I just find that works better for me, right? Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa and this is Unit Lost. Let me know what you think about the video. Let me know what you think about integrating types of like my sort of demonstration material into this. Like I said, we did this a very long time ago. And maybe this adds more to the OverAnalyzed experience. I don't know. You guys let me know about this in the comments below. I'll be Stylosa, guys, and I'll catch you a lovely lot on the next one. Toodaloo.